Yes, I'm talking about the 1971 UK Elizabeth V new pence coin, a small silver piece that looks ordinary, but some rare versions of this coin have left collectors absolutely stunned, from hidden minting mistakes to secret trial strikes. Some 1971 5 new pence coins are now selling for hundreds, thousands, and even up to £1 million in value. So don't blink, because in this video, we'll uncover the incredible history, shocking errors, and unbelievable prices. One of Britain's most iconic and valuable decimal treasures, the birth of the decimal 5 new pence. Let's rewind the clock to 1971, one of the most significant years in modern British coinage history. This was the year the United Kingdom officially switched to decimal currency, a brand new system that replaced centuries of complex calculations with a simpler one. 100 new pence in £1, on February 15, 1971, famously known as Decimal Day. The old pre-decimal coins were phased out, and a new series of decimal coins entered circulation. Among them was the 5 new pence coin, first introduced in 1968, but now officially part of the everyday currency system. The most valuable errors: double die obverse door. When the die imprints twice at slightly different angles, value £500 to £10,000, depending on clarity. Off-center strike error. These are extremely rare and can sell for £2,000 to £15,000. Clipped planchet error. Missing rare examples have fetched £1,000 to £5,000. Wrong planchet error. These off-metal errors are ultra-rare, value between £25,000 and £150,000. Collector demand and auction records. The 1971 5 new pence has long been a favorite among British coin enthusiasts, but its reputation skyrocketed in recent years as rare error examples began appearing in private collections and auctions. Here are some standout moments that shook the collector market in 2019. A confirmed off-center 1971 5 new pence coin reportedly sold at auction for over £8,000. In 2020, a double die obverse specimen, showing a distinct doubling on the Queen's profile, sold privately for around £12,000. In 2022, a wrong planchet strike surfaced. Believed to be minted on a 1p blank, it was estimated to be worth £50,000, and according to coin experts, if a verified mule error or proof strike mishap were ever to appear publicly, it could easily cross the £1 million mark, making it one of the most valuable UK decimal coins ever discovered. Collectors are drawn not only to the monetary potential, but also to the history and symbolism these coins carry. The demand for 1971 errors is so intense that many dealers have waiting lists of buyers ready to snap up authentic examples the moment they appear. How to identify a rare 1971 5 new pence error. If you suspect you have an error coin, take it to a professional coin dealer or have it certified by grading companies such as PCGS, NGC, or LCGS UK. A verified authentication could turn your small coin into a life-changing fortune. We're diving deep into the most rare 1971 error UK Elizabeth II new pence coin, uncovering their history, features, mistakes, and jaw-dropping values that will make you check your change immediately after this video. The twist during that chaotic transition. A handful of minting errors slipped through the Royal Mint's machines, and those mistakes turned these humble-to-be coins into absolute treasures. The background. To understand why the 1971 2p is so important, we need to travel back to the dawn of the decimal era, a moment that completely changed British coinage. Before 1971, Britain's currency was based on pounds, shillings, and pence, an old system that had survived for centuries. But on the 15th of February 1971, everything changed. It was Decimal Day, when the Royal Mint introduced a new, simpler currency: 100 pence to the pound. The most valuable errors and varieties. Wrong planchet error. Value £10,000 to £20,000 for minor off-metal errors. Only a few are known to exist, and some are believed to still be undiscovered. Double strike error. Value to £1,000 to £7,000 for minor doubling. Proof of how chaotic things got during Decimal Day production. Off-center strike error. Value £1,000 to £3,000 if the metal blank isn't properly aligned during striking. Die clash and die crack errors. Value to £1,000 to £3,000. Each crack tells a story, a mark of the machinery under intense pressure, real auction sales, and collector demand. Here's a look at how these coins have performed in recent years. Wrong planchet cupro nickel sold for £36,000 at a private sale. Double strike sold for £9,200 at Baldwin's of St. James. Off-center error 40% sold for £7,500. Missing letter variety estimated £18,000 to £25,000 if verified. Even lightly mis-struck coins fetch hundreds, because 1971 was such an important year for collectors. How to identify your 1971 2 new pence for errors. ready to hunt for treasure. Here's how to check your coins like a professional. Make sure it's 1971. Later to pence coins are more common. Weight standard weight is 7.12 grams. Anything else could mean an off-metal strike. Metal color copper brown is normal. Silver or gray means potential wrong planchet. Lettering: look closely at new pence. Missing letters or doubled text are key error signs. Alignment: rotate the coin. Both sides should be perfectly aligned. If not, you may have a rotated die error. Off-center coins look stretched or uneven. Use a magnifier and bright light. Even the smallest details can mean the difference between £2 and £20,000. Certification and grading. If you suspect your 1971 £2 is special, send it to a grading service for professional evaluation. Recommended services: NGC Numismatic Guarantee Company, PCGS Professional Coin Grading Service. They'll verify, grade, and seal your coin in a protective holder, officially certifying its authenticity. A certified coin always sells for more. Graded NGC MS65 off metal £8,000. Imagine finding a simple 50 pence coin in your change, one that looks just like any other, but later discovering that it could be worth thousands or even millions of pounds. Sounds unbelievable, right? Well, this is the incredible reality for collectors who stumble upon the ultra-rare 1997 era UK Elizabeth 50 pence coin. These coins may appear ordinary at first glance, but a closer look can reveal small details that turn a common coin into a once-in-a-lifetime treasure. So stay tuned, because by the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to look for, and you might just realize you've been carrying a fortune in your pocket all along. Let's dive into the fascinating world of the 1997 Elizabeth 50 pence coin. A coin that marked an important turning point in British coinage history. 1997 was a year of massive change for the 5p coin. It was the year the Royal Mint redesigned and reduced its size from the larger pre-1997 version to the smaller, lighter shape we know today. This change meant millions of new coins were produced, but among those millions, a few came out with serious minting errors that turned them into collector's gold. Now, here's the part collectors get thrilled about. Some of these 1997 5p coins were struck using old dies from the larger version, resulting in a coin that doesn't quite match the official specifications. Others were struck with double strikes, off-center designs, or missing details due to minting pressure issues. And then there are the wrong planchet errors, where the coin was accidentally struck on the wrong metal blank, an error so rare that even experts struggle to estimate how many exist. Let's talk about one of the most famous varieties, the 1997 struck Elizabeth 50 pence coin. In this version, you can see clear doubling on the Queen's portrait, or on the lettering around the edge, such as Elizabeth to DG Reg. FT 1997. This doubling effect occurs when the coin is struck twice by the dice in slightly different positions, creating a ghost-like shadow image. Such coins can easily sell for £500 to £2,000 or even more if they are well preserved. Another variation collectors are obsessed with is the off-center strike error. Here, the design is not properly aligned, and part of the image or lettering is missing or shifted towards the rim. The greater the off-center shift, the more valuable the coin becomes. Some of these coins have been listed online for over £5,000. And serious numismatists are willing to pay big money for examples that are dramatically struck but still in uncirculated condition. Then there's the wrong planchet 5p error, which is so rare that only a handful are known to exist. This happens when a 50p design is accidentally struck on the blank of a different denomination, such as a 1p or 20p coin. These wrong metal strikes can look completely different, either smaller, thinner, or even a different color. Because of their extreme rarity, these coins can easily reach values in the tens or hundreds of thousands of pounds at top-tier auctions. In fact, experts have suggested that if one of these unique wrong planchet 1997 50p coins ever appeared at a major UK or international auction, it could potentially sell for £250,000 or even close to £1 million, depending on its uniqueness and historical appeal. Let's not forget another intriguing version, the proof set error coin. In 1997, proof sets were struck for collectors using highly polished dies and special blanks. Occasionally, one of these coins escaped quality control with imperfections, missing details in Britannia's trident, weak strikes, or slightly different tones. Because proof coins were meant to be flawless, even the smallest error in a proof strike can make it extremely collectible. Some of these 1997 proof errors have sold for between £1,000 and £10,000, especially if they remain sealed in their original Royal Mint packaging. The Britannia reverse design also holds historical significance. Designed by Christopher Ironside, it depicts Britannia seated beside a lion, holding her trident and shield, a powerful national symbol that dates back to Roman times. In 1997, this design appeared for the last time on the new, smaller 50p coin before being replaced by later commemorative designs. That alone makes it special. When you add a rare minting error on top of that, the value skyrockets. Now, picture this: a collector walking into a coin fair with what he thought was just a normal 1997 50p he'd found in an old drawer. Upon closer inspection by experts, they noticed a slightly misaligned queen's portrait and a strange rim. It turned out to be a wrong planchet, strike a coin that shouldn't even exist. The coin later sold for £35,000 at a private auction. That's the kind of story that turns casual collectors into lifelong coin hunters. There's also an interesting rumor among collectors about a mule error 50p coin, a mule coin being one struck with mismatched obverse and reverse dies. In this case, some believe that a few coins were accidentally struck with the obverse of the older, larger 50p and the reverse of the new, smaller design. While none have been publicly confirmed by the Royal Mint, there have been whispers and photos online of such coins surfacing. If authenticated, such a coin could easily be worth £500,000 to over £1 million, given its one-of-a-kind nature and the massive historical era it represents. So how can you tell if your 1997 50p coin might be rare or valuable? Start with the basics. Check the size and thickness. Genuine 1997 small 50p coins should measure 27.3 millimeters across and weigh 8 grams. If your coin is slightly larger, heavier, or lighter, that's already a red flag. It might be an error.